room with the CBC News break. The Minister of Water Resource Management has given the green light to a plan to address water problems in the north of the country. Dr. David Estwick says the intention is to move full speed ahead with the Northern Upgrade Water Project to boost the supply and improve infrastructure.
The plan is, and I've already given permission to the board, to ask that the desal plant that is already existing carry itself to maximum capacity. And I've asked for Williams Industries to expand the present desal plant output by as much as 3 million gallons. But all of that can't go through the same main. I mean, it's only an 18-inch main. And if you attempt to pump all of that water through a single main, you have something called energy deficiencies and friction losses. So therefore, what you have to do is, as you're moving for Williams Industries to enhance its desal plant capacity, you have to now upgrade the distribution system at the same time.
It's been confirmed murder-accused Omar Hurdle is expected to face the courts today, charged in connection with the unnatural death of Dwayne Gooding of My Lord's Hill, St. Michael. So says Police Public Relations Officer, Acting Assistant Superintendent David Welch. 33-year-old Hurdle from 3rd Avenue, Ivy St. Michael was arrested and charged by lawmen sometime yesterday. Gooding died on Sunday morning at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital while undergoing treatment for multiple wounds he sustained on Saturday night. Meantime, police are continuing their tough stance against predial larceny, charging a man for loitering on agricultural land. And the courts have remanded Hayden Andre Yearwood when he appeared yesterday, charged with that and other offences. Assistant Superintendent Welch says security personnel belonging to Armag Farms Limited were on patrol on the company's grounds when they encountered Yearwood. As a result, the 34-year-old of Sunbury Tenantry St. Philip was charged with loitering. He was also charged with theft of produce and making threats. He appeared at the District C Magistrates Court yesterday and was remanded until May 19th. In other news now, technical and vocational programs being offered at the Samuel Jackman Prescott Polytechnic are to be upgraded. That's according to Executive Director of the TVET Council, Henderson Eastman. He says they are currently setting up a monitoring and evaluation system expected to be rolled out soon.
Where we'll be able to report to the nation on each sector. And there are about 10 sectors. And we're going to do approximately 3 a year. Probably last year we'll do 4. 4. Information for the institutions, information for the private sector, information for the policymakers on what is going on, how well we are doing in our training programs. Are our graduates finding work in the areas in which they are being trained? Because sometimes people come and they're trained and they're going to work somewhere else. So we want the system to be as efficient as possible.
Mr. Eastman is telling Barbadians to be prepared to be retrained as technology changes.
As long as you have computers and technology, it is changing. And if you want to survive, you have to be able to open up your heart to train. And because of what is happening, we are expected now to work longer. And so discussion now hinges around how we can work a national insurance scheme that allow people to work beyond retirement, because we have a situation where we have an aging population and we do not have enough young people to replace the older people.
Primary school students across Barbados are fully into Heroes Day celebrations, using art, performances and lectures to learn more about the heroes. At the Grantley Prescott Primary School, students displayed their National Heroes Gallery and received a talk from historian Dr. Carl Watson. Dr. Watson was recently involved in a public tangle with fellow historian and UWI Vice-Chancellor Sir Hilary Beckles over the role of national hero Bussa in the 1816 revolt. Dr. Watson seemed to maintain his stance as he spoke to the students, asserting that Bussa was only one of the leaders in the rebellion. Last week, Professor Beckles argued he was at the forefront leading the revolt. Dr. Watson, who was on the committee which decided the heroes also explained how Sarah Ann Gill came to be on that list.
We'd come up with a lot of names of men. And I said, but women are very important too. You can't leave out the women. So somebody in committee said, oh, okay, I'll suggest a woman. And they suggested Nanny Grigg. Now, Nanny Grigg was a woman who took part in the 1816 revolt. But then I said, well, Nanny Grigg was important. But there was another woman who was very important, and we know very little about her. And I said, why not put forward Sarah Ann Gill?
Many of Barbados's most outstanding citizens, including several of its national heroes, are buried in and around Bridgetown. And Minister of State in the Prime Minister's office, Senator Patrick Todd, thinks that tours of the historic city are an excellent idea for students of history and social studies. He was speaking at a memorial service to celebrate the life and times of national hero, the Right Excellent Sarah Ann Gill. Senator Todd also told the congregation to use the teachings about Miss Gill, her resilience in the face of adversity, and her commitment to her cause as examples for their own lives.
It is the sacrifice made by these heroes, as well as others mentioned, unsung heroes, that laid the way so that we, the current generation, can enjoy the freedoms and comforts of life which we can often take for granted. When we focus on the work of these national heroes, we understand that we have a rich heritage, and it is our duty as the current generation to take that baton, don't let it drop, and continue their work so that these youngsters in our midst, the future leaders of our country, will inherit a Barbados which is bountiful, so that they can ensure that future generations of Barbadians will indeed enjoy even higher standards of living.
It's time for a break now, but when we come back, regional and international news. Stay tuned.